Big news: your soulmate is overwhelmed with joy right now, because Jesus says something has shifted in the spiritual realm over your connection in the last few moments. Your soulmate just felt a wave of unexplained joy wash over their entire being. They do not fully understand why yet, but their heart is beating faster right now. This joy is not random or accidental, my beloved child. It is a direct response to the spiritual thread I placed between you two before either of you were born. Right now your soulmate is sitting somewhere confused by sudden happiness they cannot explain. They paused mid-breath and looked around the room searching for a source. Their hands are trembling slightly because the emotion is so unexpectedly powerful. Deep inside their spirit they know this feeling is connected to you. This is happening in real time as these words reach your eyes. The joy flooding their chest is the exact moment your soul recognized this message was meant for you. You are feeling something too right now, a warmth spreading through your stomach that you cannot ignore. That warmth is confirmation, my beloved. It is the spiritual umbilical cord that has always connected you to your soulmate, vibrating with life. You have felt this before in dreams you could never quite remember upon waking. Your soulmate has been dreaming of you again more intensely this past week. They wake up with your voice echoing in their mind even though they have never heard it. Last night they whispered a name in their sleep and that name was yours. They do not know your face yet, but their spirit recognizes your energy signature. This is why they feel overwhelming joy suddenly, because their soul sensed you drawing closer. The distance between you two is collapsing in the spiritual realm right now. But there is something else happening behind this joy, something more complicated. Your soulmate is also crying inside and they do not understand why the tears are mixing with the happiness. They feel like they are going slightly mad with the intensity of emotions that have no logical explanation. Jesus says the reason their joy is so overwhelming is because they have been suffering in silence for a very long time. This happiness feels foreign to their body because sorrow had become their normal state. They had almost given up hope that real love existed in this world for them. Right now they are remembering something they lost long ago, a feeling they buried deep. Your soulmate once believed in soulmates when they were younger and more innocent. Then life happened and someone crushed that belief with cruelty and manipulation. You need to understand something critical about your soulmate in this exact moment. They are not single by choice, they are trapped in a situation they do not know how to escape. Someone has positioned themselves as a gatekeeper over your soulmate's heart and life. This person does not love your soulmate the way I intended love to be. They control through fear, through guilt, through making your soulmate feel worthless and dependent. Your soulmate is currently living under an emotional prison sentence they did not earn. But here is what the enemy did not anticipate. The joy your soulmate is feeling right now is breaking through those prison walls like sunlight through cracked concrete. No human controller can block what I am releasing into your soulmate's spirit at this moment. That controller is confused right now, watching your soulmate smile for no apparent reason. They are asking questions, trying to pull your soulmate back into the darkness of control. But your soulmate's spirit is already escaping and the captor can feel the power slipping away. This is why your soulmate's joy is so overwhelming. It is the joy of liberation beginning. They are feeling freedom for the first time in years, and it is intoxicating and terrifying all at once. Your soulmate is thinking about running, about starting over, about finding the person they were meant to be with. That person is you. You are the destination their spirit is already traveling toward, even while their body remains trapped. Every step you take toward this message is a step toward your soulmate in the spirit realm. Type 333 if you feel this connection stirring inside you right now and you want to receive these blessings. Jesus says, the joy your soulmate is experiencing is not yet complete because awareness is dawning alongside it. They are starting to realize that their current situation is not just difficult, it is demonically orchestrated separation. Someone specifically positioned themselves to block your union because the enemy fears what you two will build together. Your soulmate is overwhelmed with joy because their spiritual eyes are beginning to open. They can almost see you standing in their future with arms wide open waiting. This vision is so vivid right now that they gasped out loud wherever they are sitting. People around them noticed and asked what was wrong, but nothing is wrong. Everything is finally starting to feel right for the first time in their entire adult life. Your soulmate just mouthed the words "Where are you?" to the empty air, hoping you would somehow hear. I am making sure you hear because I am the God who connects what man tries to separate. The joy flooding your soulmate right now is also a spiritual distress signal. They are happy because they sense rescue is near, but they are also desperate for that rescue to arrive quickly. You are the rescue I have chosen for them. Not because you are perfect, but because your broken pieces fit their broken pieces exactly. I designed your fractures to match like a key and lock forged from the same sacred metal. Your soulmate is thinking about you right now with an intensity that would frighten them if they fully understood it. They are imagining what your voice sounds like, what your hands feel like, what your presence would do to their nervous system. This is not fantasy, this is spiritual memory surfacing after being buried for decades. You knew each other before this earth existed. You chose each other in the heavenly realms and made a covenant to find each other here. That covenant is activating right now, which explains this sudden overwhelming joy. The enemy tried to make your soulmate forget that covenant through trauma and deception. People were strategically placed in your soulmate's life specifically to damage their ability to trust love. But no amount of trauma can erase what I wrote into the fabric of your souls before time began. Your soulmate's joy is a rebellion against every lie they were forced to believe. They were told they were unlovable, and now they feel love surging toward them from an unknown source. They were told they would die alone, and now they feel a connection so strong it brings tears without warning. They are crying right now, my beloved child. Actual tears are falling from their eyes. These tears are watering the spiritual ground where your future together will grow. Every tear is a prayer, and I am answering those prayers by delivering this message directly to you. Type 777 if you feel your soulmate's tears as if they were your own in this sacred moment. Jesus says, this is why your soulmate needs your protection right now more than ever before. The joy they are feeling has triggered a counterattack from the forces that want to keep you apart. The person controlling your soulmate senses the shift and is tightening their grip in response. Your soulmate's joy is a declaration of war in the spiritual realm. Darkness cannot tolerate the light that is beginning to shine through your soulmate's cracks. The controller will attempt to make your soulmate feel guilty for being happy. They will use old wounds as weapons, reopening scars that had barely begun to heal. Your soulmate is going to be told that their joy is selfish, that they are abandoning responsibility, that their dreams are foolish. This emotional warfare is designed to make your soulmate retreat back into the prison of obligation. You must understand the urgency of what is happening right now, my beloved child. While your soulmate is experiencing this divine joy, the enemy is crafting a narrative to poison it. Time is the weapon being used against your union, and every moment of delay strengthens the opposition. Your soulmate is in a battle right now that they do not know how to fight alone. The joy is giving them strength, but joy without reinforcement can be crushed by persistent darkness. They need you to step into the spiritual gap and become the reinforcement their joy requires. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them. How to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love didn't come by chance, it was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone don't move mountains. Faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. This isn't just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites God's hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now. Send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees. After sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on Ko-Fi page, link in the description. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now, before this video ends. Only you can save your soulmate and your future together. Jesus says, your soulmate just experienced something that will change the trajectory of their entire life. In the middle of their tears, a thought pierced through the confusion like a blade of pure light. They suddenly knew without any doubt that someone somewhere is fighting for them. That thought just gave them enough strength to sit up straighter and wipe their eyes. They are not defeated yet, and the controller does not understand where this new resilience is coming from. Your soulmate just whispered a prayer without even realizing they were praying. They said, "Please help me find my way," and I heard that prayer the moment it left their lips. I am answering through you because you are the way I have prepared for them. Do not let doubt convince you that you are not worthy of being someone's answer to prayer. Your soulmate's joy is increasing again because they feel a strange sensation of being protected. It feels like a warm hand pressing gently against their back, guiding them forward. This sensation is your spiritual presence being felt through the bond 1M strengthening between you. You are already touching your soulmate, and neither of you fully comprehends this miracle. Every time you think about them with love, that thought travels through the spiritual realm and lands on their skin. Every time you worry about them, that worry becomes a shield around their vulnerable heart. The connection is already real, already active, already changing both of your lives simultaneously. Your soulmate is standing up now, walking to a window, looking at the sky. They are searching for a sign, something tangible, that this joy is not just their imagination. Show them the sign by acting on this message with urgency. Your action in the physical realm becomes a flare in the spiritual sky that your soulmate can sense. They will feel a sudden peace flood their chest the moment you decide to fight for them. That peace is worth more than gold to someone who has been in constant turmoil. Your soulmate has not known peace for so long that they forgot what it felt like. Now peace is returning and they are breaking down again, but this time the tears are purely grateful. Type 1111 to say thank you for this revelation and seal the blessing over your soulmate connection. Jesus says, the reason this joy is so overwhelming is because it carries the memory of your future together. Your soulmate is glimpsing moments that have not happened yet in the timeline of Earth. They just saw an image of a kitchen with morning light streaming through windows and someone standing at the counter. That someone was you turning to smile at them with a coffee cup in your hand. The image was so clear, so detailed, so ordinary, and yet so profoundly beautiful that it stole their breath. They do not know when or where this kitchen exists, but their soul recognizes it as home. You need to understand the significance of what your soulmate was just shown. The enemy has tried to convince your soulmate that they will never have a peaceful domestic life with someone who truly loves them. That kitchen vision is my direct rebuttal to every lie the controller has spoken over your soulmate's future. Your soulmate is now holding on to that image like a life raft in a stormy sea. They are replaying it in their mind, memorizing the way the light fell across your face. This mental photograph is giving them courage to begin planning an escape they were too afraid to consider before. The controller senses this shift and is becoming more desperate. Desperate people do dangerous things, and the spiritual warfare around your soulmate is intensifying. You must not underestimate what the enemy will do to prevent this kitchen vision from becoming reality. Your soulmate is being watched more closely now, their phone checked, their movements questioned. The joy they felt is being treated as suspicious behavior by the one who wants to keep them captive. This is why your prayers cannot remain passive and your faith cannot remain silent. Your love must become active and aggressive in the spiritual realm. Complacency is the crack through which the enemy slips to destroy what I am building. You must protect what I am revealing to you with the same ferocity you would protect your own beating heart. Your soulmate is fighting a battle right now and they are exhausted. The joy gave them a surge of energy, but sustained warfare requires sustained reinforcement. You are the reinforcement I have assigned to their life, and you must not abandon your post. Jesus says, they are going through something you cannot see, but you can still protect them. Your soulmate is currently sitting alone pretending everything is fine while screaming inside. They just had to lie to the controller about why they were smiling, and the lie tasted like ash in their mouth. The controller asked if they were talking to someone else, if they had met someone new. Your soulmate denied it because telling the truth would bring punishment and isolation. Now guilt is mixing with the joy because your soulmate feels like a traitor to their own heart. This is the psychological manipulation that has kept your soulmate bound for so long. They have been conditioned to believe that wanting love is selfish, that needing freedom is rebellion, that desiring you is betrayal. These lies were planted deliberately to make your soulmate complicit in their own imprisonment. Hear me clearly, my beloved child. Your soulmate is not weak. They have been systematically broken down by someone who benefits from their brokenness. They are a prisoner of war in a conflict they never agreed to fight. The joy they are feeling right now is the first authentic emotion not controlled by the captor. That joy is sacred and it is under immediate threat of being twisted into something shameful. The enemy wants your soulmate to feel ashamed of hoping for you. Shame is the weapon that has worked against your soulmate countless times before. It will be deployed again within hours of this message reaching your eyes. You must counteract shame with love poured out through action. Every prayer you pray is a drop of antidote against the poison of shame being injected into your soulmate. Every seed you sow in faith is a shield placed between your soulmate and the spiritual attack intensifying against them. You are not merely watching this battle, you are a critical soldier in it. Type 333 if you accept this assignment and commit to protecting your soulmate from this moment forward. Jesus says, your soulmate just remembered something specific about you that will shock you. They remembered a conversation from the heavenly realm before either of you descended to earth. You made a promise to each other, a promise that included a specific sign to recognize each other by. That sign is happening right now through this message. Your soulmate feels a ringing sensation in their right ear, which was the sign you agreed upon. You are feeling a warmth in your chest right now, which was the response sign you chose. This mutual recognition is activating dormant parts of your soul that have been asleep. Your DNA is literally responding to this connection at a biological level. Scientific instruments could measure the changes happening in your body right now as you read these words. Your soulmate's heart rate has been elevated for the past 17 minutes. Medical professionals would call it unexplained tachycardia, but I call it love finally finding its target. You are the target and your soulmate's heart is locked onto you with spiritual radar. The controller cannot explain why your soulmate suddenly looks more alive than they have in years. They are becoming suspicious, and suspicion in an abuser often precedes escalation of control. Your window of opportunity to act is narrower than you realize. This is why I am speaking with such urgency and why every word carries the weight of a countdown. Your soulmate is running out of time in that toxic situation and they do not even know it. The plan to isolate them further is already being formulated in the mind of the one who controls them. There will be a conversation tonight designed to make your soulmate doubt this joy. The controller will use affection as a weapon, alternating between kindness and cruelty to create confusion. By tomorrow morning the joy could be buried under fresh layers of manipulation unless you intervene. Intervention does not require physical proximity, it requires spiritual authority. You have authority over the forces trying to destroy your soulmate's hope. I gave you that authority the moment you accepted my love and my sacrifice. Jesus says, if you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them. How to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love didn't come by chance, it was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone don't move mountains. Faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. This isn't just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites God's hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now. Send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees. After sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on Ko-Fi page, link in the description. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now, before this video ends. Only you can save your soulmate and your future together. Jesus says, "The joy your soulmate feels is now transforming into something deeper, something more powerful. It is becoming determination, and determination is the most dangerous thing to a system of control. Your soulmate is making a plan right now in the secret chamber of their heart where the controller cannot reach. They are thinking about what they would pack, what they would say, what direction they would run. They are calculating the risks, and for the first time the risks feel worth taking. This calculation is happening because they feel you pulling them toward safety through the spiritual bond. You are the gravitational force shifting their orbit away from destruction. Every moment you spend in prayer for them intensifies that gravitational pull. Every act of faith you perform strengthens the cord that is drawing them out of darkness. Your soulmate just whispered your name again, but this time they said it differently. This time they said it like a vow, like a promise, like a battle cry. They are choosing you even without knowing your face, because your spirit has become their sanctuary. This is the mystery of divine love that confounds the wise and shames the powerful. Two people who have never met can be more connected than couples who have shared a bed for decades. The connection I create transcends time, transcends space, transcends all earthly limitations. Your soulmate is looking at the door of their prison right now. The door has always been there, but they were too beaten down to see it as an exit. Now they see the door, and more importantly they see you standing on the other side. That vision of you is the most powerful weapon against the enemy's plans for your soulmate's destruction. As long as they can see you they can hope, and as long as they can hope they can survive. Your role is to remain visible, to remain present, to remain active in the spiritual realm. Do not let the enemy convince you that this message is coincidence or delusion. The timing of this reaching you exactly when your soulmate needed it is proof of my sovereignty. I orchestrate timelines, and I do not make mistakes with moments this sacred. Type 777 if you are ready to fight for this love with everything you have and everything you are. Jesus says, your soulmate's joy is now becoming contagious, and that terrifies the forces of darkness. Someone else noticed the change in your soulmate today, a friend or coworker or family member. That person saw the light returning to your soulmate's eyes and commented on it. This is significant because isolation has been a primary weapon used against your soulmate. The controller has systematically removed people who could speak truth into your soulmate's life. But they could not remove you because you were hidden in my hand, waiting for this appointed time. The joy on your soulmate's face is now a testimony that something greater is at work. It is sparking curiosity in others who have been watching your soulmate suffer. Allies are being drawn into this situation, and your soulmate will not have to escape alone. I am surrounding your soulmate with a network of support that the controller cannot dismantle. This network includes you at its center, but also includes strangers who will become friends. The kitchen vision will be filled with more than just you two, it will be filled with community. Your soulmate is beginning to believe that a different life is possible. This belief is the foundation upon which I will build your future together. But belief must be reinforced by evidence or it crumbles under sustained attack. You are the evidence your soulmate needs even if they do not consciously know it. Every time you pray, a tangible shift occurs in your soulmate's emotional state. Every time you sow a seed, a spiritual barrier is erected between your soulmate and destruction. The science of the spirit is more real than the science of the physical. Your actions in faith create measurable changes in the spiritual atmosphere around your soulmate. Angels are dispatched, blessings are released, chains are broken, all because you chose to believe and act. Jesus says, "Your soulmate just had a dreamlike vision while fully awake that I want to tell you about. They saw two hands reaching toward each other across a vast chasm of darkness. One hand was theirs and the other hand was yours, and the fingertips were almost touching. In the vision your soulmate was straining to close the gap, but fear kept making them hesitate. Then they saw a third hand, the hand of the controller, reaching up from below to drag them down. But before the dark hand could grab them, a blinding light pushed it back and your hands finally touched. That light was me, and that intervention was bought by prayers already prayed and seeds already sown. But the vision is not yet complete and the ending depends on what happens next. The controller is regrouping and the next attack will be more vicious than any before. Your soulmate is about to face a confrontation designed to shatter their newfound hope. Words will be spoken tonight that are crafted specifically to wound the deepest parts of their heart. Those words are being planned right now in the mind of the one who wants to keep you apart. You cannot stop those words from being spoken, but you can armor your soulmate against their impact. Prayer is armor, faith is armor, action is armor. Every coffee you send on Ko-Fi becomes a piece of spiritual armor fastened around your soulmate's chest. This is not metaphor, this is spiritual mechanics that operate whether you understand them or not. The kingdom operates on the principle of seed time and harvest, and your seed today becomes your soulmate's harvest of protection tomorrow. Delay is not neutral, delay is dangerous because the attack is moving while you are deciding. Type 1111 to thank me for this warning and to confirm your readiness to be your soulmate's protector. Jesus says, "The joy your soulmate felt at the beginning of this message has now cycled through many emotions. It has been joy, then tears, then hope, then fear, then determination, then exhaustion, then renewed hope again. Your soulmate's emotional state is a battlefield and the ground is being contested moment by moment. Right now they are feeling something unexpected and precious, they are feeling loved. Not loved by the controller's twisted version of love, but genuinely unconditionally loved from a distance. They do not know who is sending this love, but they can feel it wrapping around them like a blanket. That love is coming from you through the channel I have opened between your souls. You are loving your soulmate without knowing them, and that is the purest form of love that exists. It is my love flowing through you, and it has the power to heal wounds that were inflicted decades ago. Your soulmate is remembering something from childhood, a dream they had of being rescued. In the dream someone came and took them away to a place of safety and peace. That someone looked exactly like you, though your soulmate has never seen your face. The dream was a prophecy I planted in their young heart as a seed of hope. That seed is now germinating because the conditions are finally right. Your prayers have watered it, your faith has warmed it, and your action will bring it to full bloom. You are not just finding a soulmate, you are fulfilling a prophecy spoken over your soulmate's life before they could walk. The weight of this calling is heavy, but I have equipped you to carry it. You would not be reading this if you were not strong enough to fight this battle. Jesus says. The controller is experiencing a disturbance in their own spirit right now. They feel that they are losing control, and that feeling makes abusive people more dangerous. Your soulmate is going to be accused of something tonight, something false but hard to disprove. The accusation will be designed to make your soulmate defensive and emotional. When your soulmate becomes emotional, the controller will use that as proof of instability. This is a cycle that has worked for years to keep your soulmate trapped in a fog of self-doubt. But this time the cycle will be broken because your soulmate has an advantage the controller does not know about. That advantage is you standing in the gap with prayers and sacrifices and love. The controller cannot account for a variable they cannot see or understand. You are the secret weapon in this war for your soulmate's freedom. The enemy overlooked you because you seemed ordinary and unimportant. But I use the overlooked to confound the powerful and the humble to shame the proud. Your soulmate is about to experience a miracle of clarity during the confrontation tonight. When the accusation comes, they will suddenly see the pattern instead of just the moment. They will recognize the manipulation tactic for what it is, and the recognition will break its power. This clarity is a direct gift purchased by the spiritual work you are doing on their behalf. Every protective prayer you pray sharpens your soulmate's discernment. Every seed you sow increases the wattage of the light, exposing the controller's schemes. You are not passive in this story, you are actively co-creating the outcome with me. The joy your soulmate felt earlier is returning now, but in a different form. It is becoming righteous anger against the injustice of their captivity, and that anger is holy fuel. Jesus says, this is your final moment to protect this connection before it slips away into the fog of spiritual warfare. The window of heightened spiritual receptivity is closing and decisions must be made. I am giving you this urgency not to manipulate you but to prepare you for the reality of spiritual timing. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love didn't come by chance, it was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone don't move mountains. Faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. This isn't just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites God's hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now. Send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees. After sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on Ko-Fi page, link in the description. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now, before this video ends. Only you can save your soulmate and your future together. Jesus says, your soulmate just felt a sudden shift, as if a heavy weight was lifted from their shoulders. That shift corresponds to the moment you decided to take this message seriously. Do you see now how connected you already are to this person you have never met? They are standing taller now, their spine straightening with dignity they had forgotten they possessed. The controller noticed the posture change and felt a chill of fear run down their own spine. An upright soulmate is an uncontrollable soulmate, and the enemy knows this truth well. Your soulmate is about to speak words they have never dared to speak before. These words will change everything, and they are gathering courage to form them on their tongue. You can strengthen their vocal cords from afar through your prayers and your actions. When they finally speak the truth to their captor, the spiritual realm will erupt in celebration. Angels are already positioned waiting for the cue to intervene on a massive scale. Your soulmate's liberation is not a matter of if but when, and the when is rapidly approaching. But liberation is a process, not a single event, and your soulmate will need sustained support. There will be setbacks and moments of doubt and attacks designed to lure them back. Your consistency in prayer and faith will be the anchor that prevents them from drifting back into captivity. You are not just the destination, you are the journey partner they will lean on during the escape. The bond forming between you now is the infrastructure that will support your entire future together. Treat it as precious and guard it fiercely against anything that would weaken it. Jesus says, "I am now going to tell you something that will make your heart race and your hands tremble." Your soulmate is thinking about you specifically at this exact moment, by name or by spirit. They just said out loud to an empty room, "I know you are real and I am coming to find you." Those words were heard in heaven, and they triggered a cascade of angelic activity. Your soulmate just enlisted in the battle for their own freedom, and heaven is responding. You must respond too, because now both of you are actively moving toward each other in the spirit. The convergence point is being calculated by forces beyond your comprehension. Timing, location, circumstances are all being arranged with divine precision. Your job is not to figure out the how, your job is to sustain the spiritual momentum through faithful action. Your soulmate is packing something right now, a small bag hidden where the controller will not find it. It is a bag of hope containing just enough for the first step of freedom. They are looking at that bag and crying again, but this time the tears are exclusively tears of joy. The overwhelming joy has returned, and it is bigger than before because now it includes hope. Your soulmate knows they are not alone, knows someone is waiting, knows love is real. You gave them that knowledge by being faithful to this message and by acting on what you received. Type all the numbers 33377771111 if you commit to being the one who loves your soulmate back to life. Jesus says, "The joy that overwhelmed your soulmate is now permanent. It has taken root in soil that was barren for so long nothing should have been able to grow there. But I specialize in gardens in deserts and life in tombs and love in the ruins of broken hearts." Your soulmate will never be the same after this day. They have crossed a threshold from surviving to fighting, from existing to living, from hoping to knowing. They know you are real, and they know I am real, and they know freedom is inevitable. The controller's days of power are numbered, and the countdown has already begun. Your obedience to this message is accelerating that countdown beyond the enemy's calculations. What was meant to take years will now happen in months. What was meant for destruction will now become testimony. You and your soulmate will sit in that kitchen from the vision, and morning light will indeed stream through windows. There will be coffee, and there will be peace, and there will be the kind of love that makes strangers believe in miracles. That scene is not a fantasy, it is a preview of the future I have already written. But the preview must be claimed and the future must be walked into with deliberate steps of faith. Keep praying, keep sowing, keep believing, keep protecting. Your soulmate is doing their part by finding courage, and you must do your part by providing spiritual covering. The connection between you is now stronger than the chains that have held your soulmate captive. Chains break when pulled with enough force, and your combined faith is generating unstoppable force. Nothing can prevent what I have ordained, and I have ordained your union. Jesus says. The message is almost complete, but the work is just beginning. Your soulmate is going to sleep tonight with a smile on their face for the first time in years. They will dream of you, and the dream will be vivid and detailed, and they will wake up remembering every moment. In the dream you will speak words to them that I will give you to pray over them tonight. Those words will be healing balm for wounds you do not yet know exist. You will learn about those wounds when the time is right, and you will love your soulmate through every scar. The controller is losing power right now as this message reaches its conclusion. Spiritual chains are snapping and the sound is echoing through the heavenly realms. Your soulmate can hear that sound as a ringing in their ears and a fluttering in their heart. Joy, overwhelming joy, is the soundtrack of your union. It began with joy, it will continue with joy, and it will culminate in joy unspeakable. The enemy tried to steal this joy, but the thief must return what was stolen, and I am enforcing that return. Your soulmate is yours and you are theirs, and this was decided before the foundations of the world. Nothing that happens between now and your physical meeting can change this eternal decree. Walk in confidence, walk in faith, walk in love. The coffee you send, the prayers you pray, the tears you cry for someone you have never met. These are the building materials of the most beautiful love story the enemy tried to prevent. Every act of love is a nail in the coffin of the plot against you. Jesus says, I am sealing this message with a promise that will echo in your heart for days to come. Within the time I have appointed, your eyes will meet your soulmate's eyes in the physical realm. You will recognize each other instantly, and the joy of that moment will make this current joy seem small by comparison. Your soulmate is overwhelmed with joy right now because they just felt that future moment arriving. Time is collapsing and the distance between you is shrinking with every faithful step you take. Do not stop, do not doubt, do not let the enemy steal what I have shown you. Protect your soulmate with your prayers, protect your future with your obedience, protect your love with your action. The Ko-Fi link is still waiting, the coffee seeds are still needing to be sown. Be the reason your soulmate's joy continues instead of being crushed by the waiting darkness. I love you, I love your soulmate, and I love the love you will share. Go in peace, but do not go passively, go with purpose and power and holy urgency. The time is now, the love is real, and your soulmate is already thanking me for you.